Hey Tuvies, it's Psychic Bob. Well, I was sitting here looking at my happening pendant. Some of you have seen this before, but a lot of you are new here. You may not have seen this. This is my Isis pendant. Isn't it beautiful? It's done in sterling silver, and the center part is made of mother of pearl, and it's inlaid in sterling silver. Isn't that beautiful? This is the symbol of the goddess Isis. The ancient goddess used to wear this symbol upon her crown. It was part of her headdress. And it represents the horns of the moon. It represents the moon itself. It represents the goddess's embrace. It has a lot of meanings. It represents the cow. Isis was associated with the cow also. Cows are sacred to her. So it's cow horns and the moon. It means motherly aspect, protection, blessing. And as a follower of the Great Mother, particularly I'm a devotee of Isis, I wear her symbol. And I love it. I'm so glad you're here. I want to say thank you to all of you who came out to yesterday's video. We had such a good time. I went on a healing earth walk and did a vlog. And if you didn't get to see that, check that out. That's in the queue right before this one. We had a great time. And I want to say thank you to all of you who sent prayers for my healing, who've been thinking of me. I'm still on the mend, but I do very much appreciate it. Well, today Psyche Bob's been taking it a little slow. I'm still healing, so I'm trying not to over exert myself because I just not 100% yet. So I've been doing reading. When you're recuperating, it's good just to slow down and kind of catch up on stuff. And I was going through my book of shadows, which is my Wiccan book of spells, and I found something in there from Lady Angela's site that I bought called the Witch's Rune. I haven't heard this in a long time. This is a classic Wiccan chant. It's used by covens a lot of times in the circle to call forth the elemental powers. And for those of you who are new to Wicca, you may not have heard it. It's kind of more of an older Gardnerian Wiccan sort of thing. But I think it's really beautiful. And I wanted just to read this to you today. It's believed that this was put together by Doreen, Valiente, and Gerald Gardner in the 1950s when they had their covens. So, anyways, I thought you might want to take a listen to this, okay? And it says, hold on, I got to put on my reading glasses here. It's the Witch's Rune. And it says, darksome night and shimmering moon, hearken to the Witch's Rune. East, then south, west, then north. Here I come to call thee forth. By all the powers of land and sea, be obedient unto me. Wand and pentacle, cup and sword, hearken ye unto my word. Cords and censer, scourge and knife, waken all ye unto life. Powers of the witch's blade, come ye as the charge is made. Queen of heaven, field and dell, send your aid unto this spell. Horned hunter of the night, work by my will my magic right. By call the night of moon and by all the might of moon and sun, as I do will, it shall be done. By all the powers of land and sea, as I say, so mote it be. Isn't that beautiful? That's so powerful. I love that. This is an old chant. It's oftentimes chanted, as I said, in old covens. You don't hear it as much anymore. A lot of the modern eclectic Wicca don't really use it as much, but I have a copy of it and I love it. And I think it's wonderful because what it's about doing magic. It's like when you gather in the circle, you You call the power of the quarters. You call the power of the elements. You call the powers of the tools. In the ancient Wiccan traditions, they believe that the tools themselves are consecrated and filled with power and almost come alive unto themselves. So your wand has its own consciousness. The chalice has its own consciousness. The pentacle has its own consciousness. I think if the witches of today would meditate upon this, they would discover a new level of power. You know, this is the thing. I consider myself an eclectic Wiccan. And for those of you who are members of the Order of the Purple Cord, you know we practice a free-form, eclectic type of Wicca. But just because we're, free-form doesn't mean we have to throw out everything that's old and traditional. It just means that we're not rigidly bound by the old ways, that we're free to draw in new power. But I think before we draw in the new ways, we should study the old ways, because there are great clues of magic and the writings of those who, went before us in this tradition, this Wiccan faith. So as I study the Witch's Rune, I realize it's prayer. It's a prayer to call down the power of the elements. It's a prayer to awaken the very tools of power that we all use in ritual. The ritual blade, the chalice, the wand, the pinnacle. Really powerful stuff. And so I invite you, do some research. If you've never read The Witch's Rune, get a copy of it. You can pick this up over at rarewiccaspells.com. Lady Angela sells it. Get a copy for your own Book of Shadows. I think you'll really like it, Now, you may find other versions around that are written just a little differently. Some of the words shift around a little bit, but it's basically the same, But this is a version that Lady Angela sells. I love it. I'm crazy about it. And I think you'll enjoy it too. Anyways, just want to share those thoughts with you. I'm going to keep it short today. My voice is not that strong, and I need to rest. But I do love all of you, and I'm really glad to be here. Keep it here. Tomorrow we're going to have our messages from the spirit world. That's going to be a lot of fun. And on Wednesday, we're going to have Wiccan Wednesday. And guess what? I got a treat for you on Wednesday. I got a new Wiccan shirt. Actually, it's a vintage shirt, but it's new to me. And I think you're going to love it. I'm going to wear that on Wednesday. It's going to be so cool. Anyways, I'm not going to tell you what it is. This is going to be a surprise, but it's a mystical shirt, and I love it. So be back here tomorrow for Messages from the Spirit World, and be here on Wednesday to see my new Wiccan fashion and be part of Wiccan Wednesday. You guys are the best. I really love you. I want to say thank you again. Thank you to all our new subscribers. We had so many wonderful new people. We're welcoming you all here. I hope you'll, be part of our channel. Put comments in the box below. If you want to help Psychic Bob out, make me feel a little better, sense of healing my way, I'll take that. And at the same time, like this video, favorite it, share it with your friends. If you can, hit subscribe. Be part of our channel. We sure love you to be here. You guys are the best. Anyways, our sun seems to be setting. It's a little early, but it's been very dark and rainy here today. And it's getting dark a little early, but that's okay. It's kind of quiet. I like the winter time when, it's kind of quiet, So anyways, I want to share the Witch's Rune with you. I hope you'll pick up a copy over at rarewiccaspells.com. And tell me in the box below, have you ever heard of the Witch's Rune? Have you read it? Do you have any insights, anything you want to share about it? I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. All right, guys. Well, listen, look forward. Be back here tomorrow for Messages from the Spirit World. And in the meantime, I'm going to chant my Witch's Rune and watch for the moon to rise. We'll see you here tomorrow. Love you all. Blessed be.